Unless you're living under a rock, we all know of the events that transpired over the past couple of days. Sony made a terrible decision which could have locked thousands of players out of the game.
What in the goddamn?
Then the players retaliated and sprinkle in some spicy community drama and you've got yourself the major order of a lifetime. And if you know anything about Helldivers, they do not fail major orders. After 3 days of over 250,000 negative Steam reviews, Sony backed down, saying they were walking back the changes and that they're still learning what's best for PC players. When pinned against the corpos themselves, the Helldivers once again pulled through.
The war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control. It's a war against the fucking forces of entropy. Understand?
But they may have not just pulled through for themselves, but potentially the entire gaming industry as a whole. Ever since Helldivers 2 released, it has been said many a time that this was the game to change the gaming industry. That this was the game that would set things back on the path of players over profits. And it was the game that proved AAA games were too big for their own good. They checked all of the boxes. They did monetization right, the base price was only $40, and the gameplay was fun. Clearly, this was a recipe for success. Even if they didn't get this much success, with their small team of less than 100 devs, their budget was likely small enough to turn a profit no matter what happened. And after the Sony debacle, your belief in Helldivers 2 and Arrowhead should be stronger than ever. Because the truth is, Arrowhead, being the consumer-friendly developers they are, did not want this PSN linking change to happen. In fact, a Helldivers community manager quite literally got fired over voicing their displeasure and telling players to leave negative reviews. Now, do I think one game alone can change the entire gaming industry? Obviously not. Change among publishers and AAA developers needs to happen over time, but at some point there needs to be a catalyst to kick all this off, and Helldivers is the perfect one. Not only was the game so incredibly well received, but even when a catastrophic level event like Sony's intervention set the game on a path to destruction, the community in Arrowhead rallied to make sure that did not happen. And together, we made Sony walk back the changes in less than 3 days, on a weekend no less. My point here is go look at other games, especially ones made by AAA studios. Do you think they'd listen to their player base like this?
No.
A perfect and recent example of this is the Escape from Tarkov controversy. The team at Battlestate Games made a terrible decision, and even though the Tarkov community tried their best to rally against it, the developers not only doubled but even quadrupled down. In case you didn't know, they released a $250 bundle which granted players a whole bunch of pay-to-win benefits and access to a highly requested game mode. There is a whole bunch more that makes this situation even worse, but we'd be here all day if I tried to explain that to you. Either way, BSG came out with half-hearted apologies and waved some bullshit rewards in the players' faces to try to make things better, but in the end, their refusal to back down has broken the trust between player and developer, and there's nothing worse you can do than that. Speaking of breaking trust between player and developer, situations like this happen all the time in the AAA world. Remember when Overwatch 2, the sequel that was made for a PvE campaign, announced that they actually wouldn't have a full PvE campaign and instead would release $15 bundles with 30-minute missions. Then they canceled that too. Yeah, this type of stuff happens all the time. But luckily, it can only happen if games even get enough players to disappoint. Many AAA games are deemed catastrophic failures on release, like Skull and Bones and Suicide Squad. I mean, literally today, Microsoft just closed 4 Bethesda studios, including Arcane, who developed Redfall, and Tango Gameworks, who developed Hi-Fi Rush. But Arrowhead's Helldivers 2 is different. They released to critical success, have sustained that success over the past 3 months with consumer-friendly free updates, and now when their success is jeopardized by Sony, within 3 days Arrowhead sat their asses down and told them no. That could not be done without the firepower that we, the community, gave them. However bad this PSN situation was, I think when all said and done, it actually benefited more than anything. As mentioned earlier, there's nothing worse a developer can do than break the trust of its own player base. Broken trust is extremely difficult to mend, and in the fight against Sony, Arrowhead proved that they're on our side. Hell, I'll even go as far to say that Sony has proved themselves a bit here. They're gearing up to release many PlayStation exclusives on PC, and as suspected, Helldivers 2 was a trial run of how it would go. Sure, their decision to force account links was definitely a blow to their reputation, but the fact that it turned around within 3 days had the players' faith restored in Arrowhead, Helldivers, and I'd even say Sony. When the change was announced, I was ready to give up on any Sony products in the future, but now I'm willing to give them another go. And that's all because of the Helldivers community and Arrowhead forcing this to happen. Even months after its release, Helldivers 2 is still consistently in the top 10 of Steam charts, and both Sony and Arrowhead just prove they're willing to do right by the players that made this game blow up in the first place. And I can guarantee other studios have been watching Helldivers, and they're saying they want a piece of this pie. Helldivers 2 is so far the best-selling premium game of 2024 and is already 7th in Sony lifetime sales. So yeah, you better believe other studios are looking at this and hoping to capitalize for themselves. We can only hope that these other studios take away the right things from Helldivers' success. As phenomenal as it is, it's not the concept itself that made Helldivers so successful. We shouldn't have a ton of studios coming out and trying to replicate a PvE experience like this, but what they should try to replicate is the consumer-friendly monetization, the consistent updates, the $40 price tag, the small team and budget, and the willingness to give the community what they want. It's all of these things and more that makes Helldivers so special, and puts it in a unique position to potentially force some changes in the gaming world. In the end, no matter what anyone thinks, studios are in this for one thing and one thing alone: profit. But how do you get that profit? Well, Helldivers 2 has proven you don't need to get there with $250 DLCs, massive teams and budgets well into the $100 millions, or greedy monetization tactics like FOMO and loot boxes. All you need is the players, and if you do right by them, they'll continue playing and purchasing. It's exactly like the Arrowhead CEO said, you have to earn the right to monetize. This was their tactic from the beginning, and it worked. People are fed up with garbage games and garbage decisions made by suits in a boardroom, and if studios won't learn, I can guarantee that gamers will not forget what they've done to Sony. I said in the beginning of this video that this may change the future of the gaming industry as a whole. I'm talking about you, the community. We as a community literally forced a $100 billion corporation to bend to our will to remove a change we didn't like, and all because we threatened their profits with poor reviews and refunds. So just remember, the next time a game makes a terrible decision, we, the players who fund the game itself, have way more power than you think we do, and many modern game releases will continue to fail until they learn this fact. Players over profits. Arrowhead knew this from the start and have profited more than any other studio in 2024. The question now is, who will be next to follow in the footsteps of Helldivers 2? My name is Easy. Thank you for watching this video and making it till the end. This was my first actual YouTube video I've posted. I've got some longer ones coming up this week, so if you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. But until next time, take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!